Y'all, welcome back to another episode of Herbal Tea Thursday. It's your healthy habits and lifestyle coach, Joe Bonnie, host of the Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives podcast with my girl.
Shireen. It's let us know if you can hear an echo. Because I could
Oh yeah,
barely. I
do
was
your intro
waiting because I could
first,
barely
and then
hear.
we could have went into it.
I just waiting for it to stop. All right, what's up, everyone? It's Shireen, host of Empower Lives. Wait, what am I saying? I'm the host of Empowered Lives, baby. In case you didn't know, the host of Voices and Vibes podcast. And see, I have your intro in my head. And the owner of Perspective Studio Productions. And clearly, I am also the owner of I Need Sleep today.
Oh my gosh. Mic check, mic check,
Welcome
mic
back.
check. Can y'all hear me pretty good? Am I echoing to you all? Let me know in the comments. Can y'all hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? And while you're
Is there
telling me
anybody
if you
on
can
right
hear
now?
me, let me know what you're drinking. Let me know what you're drinking. Shireen, what you got in your cup today?
Girl, I was going to make some tea, but then I remembered my chlorophyll water is full. And so I am just going to drink down. Cheers, cheers, cha-ching.
I got some red raspberry leaf tea with a dash of oat milk, homemade oat milk my mom made.
So Shoot is here. Hey, Shoot, are you hearing an echo or no?
Give my camera time to get back into focus since the cheers on the cup.
Because the lighting went down.
Echo heard. Oh,
Echo
snap.
heard.
Okay.
Yeah. The lighting's coming back good, though.
What about now? Can you hear echo now?
Yeah.
What up? Shoot. Oh, shoot. Yes, echo
And now
heard.
it
Okay.
almost sounds like a 1980s rap because of the echo.
All right, sorry about that, guys. So let's just go ahead and dive into it, make it real quick, and I'll try to figure out what I can do on my end for the echo.
All right, sounds good. Alrighty. So why don't we go into our wellness win for the week? No?
Are you not checking us in?
Oh yeah, all that too. Alrighty. I got it. And I pre-wrote it for you too, because I was ready. One thing you would like others to know about you. And at this current junction, for me, it's probably, and it's not just like an ongoing, at this current junction, I previously have not been feeling that great, but I woke up today feeling so much lighter, and I just feel like things are about to change for the good. So, um, if you're feeling something kind of ways and you're just working through it, hopefully you wake up with a little bit of peace. And that's what I want you to know about me today. What about you, Giovanni?
I want to say I'm gonna probably say, what do I want people? Let me put it on the screen. One thing you would like others to know about you. I want to say that I have really good intentions. Maybe that's something I would want people to know. Like sometimes, yeah. I think that's what I would want more people to know. Like I have really good intentions, like mindful intentions. I think that's the first thing I come up with. Our intentions are good. Y'all let us
Alrighty.
know, what is one thing you would like others to know about you? And thank you, Shireen, for that
Mm,
check-in question. I'm going to also say for my wellness win, hmm, my wellness win would be, I think me and Spencer did another Monday through Thursday. I don't think we'll get out tomorrow because storm systems are coming through, and it already started tonight. So I don't think we'll get out there and get to walking. But we've done our 3 to 4 miles again this week. Sundays are our day of rest. We don't get out there and move on Sundays. But Saturdays, we typically still get in our 4 miles. And then in the mornings, depending on how early I get out there, it's 3 to 4 miles. And so it feels really good to get back in that rhythm for a second week. And then juice. I got in the apple lime ginger juice this week. It's about to be apple season. So I'm really, really excited about it because it's one of my favorite juices.
yeah.
It's really helpful with the gut. Like I could already tell a difference eating apples this week and getting in my apple ginger juice along with the watermelon juice because watermelon season is going out and I'm about done with the watermelon. You hear me? Done did about 2 months worth of watermelon, probably 3 months now that I think about it, since June, and started tapping into it in May. And so I'm really excited about apple season coming in. So juicing and movement is getting back into my rhythm and it feels really, really good. So that is my wellness win.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you mine. But I think I want to say to you, and I am excited as well for apple season because I cannot wait to get out to the farm and do some apple picking and then making some juice with all the apples and even just doing different recipes with the apples. I just had an idea for maybe your mic. If there's something that you can unplug, because it sounds like it might be a cord issue, because there's a little feedback as well. So if there's a cord that can be unplugged,
What
or if you
about
have,
now?
no, it's still there.
There's no cord. So my
Mm,
microphone is embedded in my computer. I only tried the
yeah, you're welcome.
USB microphone earlier just to see if it was something dealing with the inside of my computer microphone to try something else. And I already had the echo cancellation on, and I'm over here trying to troubleshoot with my team
Yeah.
and trying some different things. But it says auto adjust mic volume. But shout out to All Shoot. Nothing more I'd want people to know about me.
I hear that. All right. Well,
Anybody?
I will jump into my wellness win. For me, I had a client today and I was just speaking to him. Um, and he asked me to set him up in our second room, and we did a new background, so he got to use the new background. It's the first time it's ever been used. And he asked me to also have a mic set up for myself so that when he's talking about his industry, I could weigh in, or he would ask a few questions. He just wants me to be like, he just wants to be able to kind of like be like, Shireen, la 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 la. Um, and you could we see, I think we see Donnie do it sometimes, right? So it was interesting the way he was, same thing he was doing. And then I was recording myself on my phone, just B-roll behind the scenes kind of thing. So he's like, you know what, Shereen, let's put you on camera as well. Let's get you a it was a hot mess, but it was good. A lot of banter, but like drive me crazy. But it was good. It was good. And it kind of came off like a radio show where you have the producer in the back responding because I have my headset on. And so I felt kind of like it wasn't planned. Thankfully, I had like somewhat decent clothing on, but and I wasn't here in my sweats. Um, but I had my head tie and I was like, my hair is a mess. He is recording again tomorrow. I will still have my head tie on. But we probably did about 3 or 4 short shows, um, where he's just basically has the audience. He's been a realtor He's a top performing realtor. He's brought some heavy hitters in here. Um, and so he just wanted to do something different. And so it was kind of cool. So my wellness win is, just kind of taking me back out of my shell comfort zone, and he doesn't know it, but I've been in my shell comfort zone. It hasn't been comfortable, but just taking me back out there and kind of pushing me out into the public. And so while Giovanni and I were setting up, um, I got some of that repercussions of that, because now I have people texting me, "Oh, I saw you on Kenneth's stories," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh," because he was well embarrassing me. So we had to have a conversation about what not to do, but it was fun. And I'm looking forward to more of that radio type um, segment. So we'll probably do it like live a couple of times. He has a decent following. I mean, it
I
ain't
think what
exactly
I
10K.
like most about that is you had fun. Getting out of your comfort
Yeah, of
zone was
course.
still fun, and I think that's what we need to do more things. Need to do more of
Hmm.
those things, of fun things, even though it's really outside of your comfort zone and it kind of scares you a little bit. So I love that you said that, because it
Yeah.
made me think about. I think it was last night I was working with one of my team members, and it was really like getting into like speaking and knowing your stories, and it was like saying all the different ways I could start practicing. And it's like, okay, do you want to start with your own virtual place or your own events, or do you want to do it? And I'm like, whoa, this is going to be scary, but it's going to be fun. Like, let's just try this out. Like, what is this? But then I heard a sermon, and it was just talking about treating everything as still good, whether it's like good for you
Hmm.
or good to you, regardless of what it is, it's still good. And so I was just thinking, like, okay, I'm about to get out here and just try it out, and whatever happens is going to happen. And this is kind of scary, but it's a fun type scary, because sometimes, like, when I get at the mic, I
It's
just
a
like to have
fun.
fun with the mic. Yeah. I just like to have fun with the mic
Yeah,
sometimes.
it's about the
Like,
fun.
just find more ways to have fun. And I still want to have that in-person event sometime this year, and the years rolling on through. And so it's just like, what kind of fun am I going to have at an in-person event before the year ends? What do I want that to look like? And so I thought that was dope. But we can get ready to get into the conversation. It's still really bad.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
well, let's
I
just
think the only thing
roll
I'll add to the
into.
fun. Yeah, I think the only thing I'll add to the fun, I think, is the best part is because it was unexpected and spontaneous. So there was no time to think about anything. But I was very grateful that a little bit of foundation went on prior. I forgot my Vaseline, so I was grateful that I had some sort of lipstick in my purse. And I was very grateful that I had my head tie. If not, everybody would see like fro and then locks. So I was grateful, but it was good. It was good.
Understand. Something else that I'm grateful for, Shireen, is Sunday I was in Nigeria for the first time podcast speaking. And it was so
Oh,
really dope. It was
wow.
called the My Podcast Story podcast. And it really turned into a space of not just empowerment, but of good value. Like, I was really sharing my story, talking about my things, and then reminding the audience, the listeners, because it's so different. Like when you're the guest and you're not the podcast host, being on the other end. And so it was really fun to really pour into the people who are interested in creating or starting their own podcast, or maybe they're in the, you know,
Mm,
beginning stages or the first few episodes or whatever, but then also listening to him and how he's like created his email list and the things that he's done to do that, and just asking him
right.
certain questions about the things that he has done. And then like 3 to 6 months to a year from now, where do I see myself coming back and having that conversation? Where is your podcast? Where's your business? And so that was so much fun to me. Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
I had, just was well rested on Sunday or what, but I was on there and I was just talking and I was having fun. He ended up leaving, like his internet went out, and I was still finishing my story. You know how it is, like, when somebody comes out and the recording is still recording because you're the guest. And so the time is clicking. And so I'm still finish the story, and
You're
I'm
the
just
one there.
going, and
Yeah.
I'm sipping my juice or my water, and I'm just like, and then he finally comes back in, and I'm like, yeah. So I just finished up telling you. I just kind of like caught in, but it was so much fun. It was like, oh my gosh, I made it to Nigeria. And it was just so much fun to share my story, see my growth, like recognize my growth. I don't think we do enough of that. I don't think we do enough reflection to see how you've grown because we're so focused on where we want to be and where we want to go and the forward motion that I don't think we acknowledge just how far we have come. And that was really good for me to have that moment to reflect. And I don't think I would have thought about it like that had I not had the opportunity to be on the show to actually answer questions and reflect and respond to it. So that was another little win that I had this week. So that was really dope to start the week.
Does he have a YouTube channel?
I don't know. He pulled mine up while we were on the podcast. We even talked about my
No, because
son.
you can if he has you no, I think that's cool, but if he has one, then if he has one and that's posted, you can pull in that video on your channel so your audience could also watch that show as well, right?
But I did the same thing
We
for
can
you
see
when I
you
was
in
on your
Nigeria.
podcast. I'm just saying, I did the same thing on your podcast. I pulled that in on a playlist for mine too, as well as the one when I was on, uh, what was it? Success in the Morning.
Jonathan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speak Your Success
Mhm.
morning show. Speak Your Success
Yeah.
morning show. But yeah, let us know what you're grateful for this week. Let us know your wellness win. Drop them in the comments if you're watching
Mhm.
right now live, or if you're catching the replay. Let us know what your wins are. Sometimes not until you reflect and respond to a prompt do you really recognize how you've been winning, something you've never done before, some way that you had fun and didn't even recognize it because so much more of life is happening that you kind of had your energy on that. How do I sound? Oh, okay. I still heard the back echo. All
Mm,
right, let's get on into this
not too
thing.
great.
September is here. Not have to wait until it finishes, Shireen. You could definitely see my mouth and know when I'm done. And you're just over there waiting till it finishes.
Well, I'm waiting. What do you, I and on top of that, I'm waiting, but I have to kind of like I don't know if it's delayed. I just gotta wait. What do you want me to do? I don't know what to
Understood.
do.
Take your weight.
But
Go ahead and lead it on in. What is September's here? How are you setting the
I don't
tone
want to
for
cut you off.
September?
Okay, yeah, September, setting this tone. Okay. Honestly, I have like I started with like one thing that I want others to know. I feel like I'm coming out of I feel like I've been in the eye of the storm. So coming out of it, it's like the things that you didn't do when you were in it. Sorry, I'm gonna yawn. Things you didn't do when you were in it is kind of what you want to get to, especially because we're going in September. September's on like what, Monday or something. So as a business and even personally, I was just thinking about personally, I'm thinking about my health. I've been thinking about that. I just got some new life insurance. Um, so personally, I'm really thinking about my health. And I mean, we talked about different things throughout the summer. So I just want to be a bit more hyper focused on that. And last week we talked about, I think it was last week when we talked about letting go. At some point I talked about how my mornings are starting. So I'm really still kind of focused on that part of what's healthier to start my morning as opposed to doom scrolling. Today I fell back into doom scrolling, but I was very cognizant of how much time I wasted. So I just really want to look at a few things. I don't want to be overwhelming with like a long list of things, but from a business standpoint, it's like, how do I fill my funnel with prospects, right? Because it takes time to close a sale. So, how do I fill my funnel with prospects? Because you never know when something's going to close or not. And then you think you're closing and then it gets rescheduled, or you think you're closing and it gets canceled. And so, how do I fill it with a potential revenue amount? And so that when, it closes, great. And then things, are being handled on time, but also because um, I want to hit a higher target financially, uh, prospecting and getting better at it. I've been pretty passive when it comes to that. The sales are just coming. I tend to like convert guests, right? We had somebody in today. Chances are their guests will convert. We start talking about their business, what they're doing, what they're not doing, and just like that. And it's like that, and that's the way it is. So it's kind of like, but it's still kind of passive, because if they didn't pull up, then where was that sale? They wouldn't be in the funnel. And um, I need to be a bit
So when you
better
say that, you
at.
mean like people on that you're helping with their podcast, their guests are coming in to guest on their podcast, and that's getting you more business. Oh, that's really dope, Shireen.
For sure.
That's a really
But
dope passive way of getting conversions because you're actually not having to do much of anything for that. That's good.
okay, well, I still have to talk.
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm
But
just
I
saying,
also,
like, that's really good. Like,
I
if
know,
you
I
weren't
know.
doing business and you weren't already putting in the work to help someone put on a show, then there wouldn't even need to be for a guest. And they're coming into the studio getting to see it all. And so I'm thinking, like, that's something you didn't think about before in a way of getting leads. And that is a very passive way. It's like passive active way of getting leads because you're actively doing the work for your client already and their guest is coming. So it's there, but it's not necessarily intentional lead getting, which is still dope. Like I think that's
Well,
amazing. Like I was
yeah,
just writing it down, but
it's
keep
not
going. I didn't
intentional
mean to
because
stop your flow.
yeah, it's not intentional because I don't know who they're bringing in that sense, right? But it's intentional once I get to know who they are, if it makes sense, because I won't do it with everyone. Um, it depends on who they are. It depends on what they're saying. Depending on what the conversation is. Um, a lot of my guests are business owners, so when they bring in somebody else who's a business or somebody else who has a passion, um, we just start talking organically, and it actually happens quite easily. And I've been doing it for a while, so but it's still passive. I didn't go out there. I still worked with the conversation in the room. Um, they don't have to take it, leave it. I don't want to offend my client by talking to their guest in that way either. So you kind of have to like, have a little decorum when you do it, right? But it's also like if it makes sense. And it's very organic. So we kind of just, have little ways to ease them up and get them talking. And when we do that, it's that whole know, like, and trust. So that part happens while we're setting up for the show. And then by the end of the show, we've already had some laughs. We're already talking. And if they have a business, sometimes it's easy to kind of talk about their business. But I also ask them a few questions. So, um, you know, being able to convert them is one thing, but from a goal standpoint, it's more like going out there and getting more business. And I have a handful of ideas, um, of things, is just getting to it. But because I've recently found I'm trying this new software, I think it will make it a little easier to do some of the things. Um, but yeah, so being more aggressive with prospecting. So I have a set number in the funnel that is potential sales, right? Because I do want to start monitoring, this is how much is in the funnel, what percentage is closing. I'm working on a couple of new packages. Well, I've been working on them. So now it's about to just release them. And um, just getting out marketing better, because I haven't been doing that because I've been in my feelings. And so, because I've been in my feelings, one of my goals is, one, I said taking care of myself because my feelings is impacting my nervous system because of the high stressed environment I'm in. So, taking care of me. I've been extremely mindful of that. But when you wake up stressed and you didn't even move yet, you just open your eyes and you can feel it running through your body. There's other things that need to happen. So, because I have been doing so much research, I've curated a whole list of podcast episodes with professionals to have deeper conversations about things that's going on with me, that other entrepreneurs might be experiencing. So, um, my health, up my business, up my sales, up the possibility of sales, and get out of my shell. Because as much as you see me here, most people don't see me. So, that's that really. What you saying, Giovanni?
How do I sound? I hear the
Keep
echo.
talking.
I tried something different, so I wanted to make sure it goes. But I'm gonna keep it quick because no one likes to listen to
Okay.
something that echoes. So I don't want to make this a long, drawn out thing. So I hate that it's sounding like this. So yeah, I apologize on the echo. For me, for September, I really love that you talked about a strategy that you're going to be focusing on implementing strategies for getting more leads in the funnel. I think that's really dope. I like the sound of your packages that you have that you're getting ready to launch. So I think that's amazing as well. For the month of September, I feel you on the feelings of the content. What I did do this week was I clipped up one of my episodes. I did a in-person live interview for a restaurant, a plant-based restaurant that actually closed down for a little bit and then opened back up. I really enjoyed having the conversation.
Oh,
And so I clipped that episode up in Opus, and I want to make sure I like drop a few clips. So I want to get back into something I learned was called observation content, where people can just observe, observe and listen when it comes to like podcasts, in-person interviews, people giving their insights on like different juice they might try, the grocery stores, think different content like that, observation content, in addition to the educational empowering content. So really getting back to creating an intentional strategy for the content, going back to the place where I was taking those longer episodes and clipping them to like 10-minute videos on YouTube, and then promoting my free training from there, like my free training that I offer on Sundays, to really figure out a good promo for the training that I do weekly. I'm seeing a lot of clicks on the link to register, but they're not actually registering
that's good.
and then attending. And so really trying to figure out what does that look like to convert the people that at least click. It makes me feel good to know that they're at least clicking on it, because then it knows I have eyes on the content. And because sometimes when you're not seeing conversions, you're not seeing engagement,
100%.
you may see lower views, it makes you feel like you're not doing something right or what you're doing is ineffective, when it
Mm-hmm.
could just mean that the content hasn't reached the people that it needed to reach yet, that's ready to follow through on the actions
Convert.
that you're wanting from them. And so it's really making sure that I shift that mindset, and not stop once I get started again. So September, I want to get very clear and intentional on my content posting strategy. I'm not going to lie. It feels good, not being logged in, to social media, to be
Mm,
posted, to be engaging. Like, it
yeah.
feels good not to do that, but I know that every day that I'm not doing something, I'm not getting to the people who need me. Even if content is out there already, the algorithm doesn't work like that to just say, well,
Yes.
it's there, you'll find me when you need it, when you look it up, especially if I don't have the right SEO stuff in place. And I've been getting a lot of cold emails and messages reaching out in regards to SEO, and people are telling me my video content is amazing for my podcast, and my juice prep videos out there is
That's
really
good.
valuable information, but it's not SEOing. And I don't have that SEO background or expertise, and I feel like I'm doing good. I just don't know exactly what I need to do in regards to that. Not sure if that's something that I'm going to be investing
Hashtags.
in September. Huh? I don't know if
Yeah.
that's something I'm gonna be
No, I was
investing
saying
in September, but content, really being intentional on what that looks like, especially on YouTube, because it's so evergreen, and having the right keywords will help you pull up in the algorithm. So I really just want to make sure that is there. I've had a few guests on my podcast, because they see my shirt with the Vibe with me, y'all, and other people with the Pour Into Yourself asking about the merch. I need to get Shopify paying for itself, and the digital products that's on Shopify, not enough people are getting regularly to cover that expense. And so I really want to make sure I figure out how to get my merch back on that site and really start promoting that too. So September,
Yeah.
I want to make sure I have merch on the site, so that way I can start creating content with that merch. So that way when it comes time for, the holidays, people are
Really.
seeing things and they'll be willing to get and so especially when people want to be on the podcast asking about the shirts, and they're supporting the podcast and want to support the brand, and interested in the shirts. And so that's something in September I want to get to, is the merch. But I really want to get out of a place where I am focused so much more in my professional, I don't know, I want to say like self-development, and what I feel like I need to have, and skills I want to, be ready for the next client, and, neuro linguistic programming and sales psychology. And I'm always looking for the next book, the next read, the next way to, really fuel my skill set and my mind. And it's like, I got to get out of the back end. I stay in that back office, and I got to get to a place, like you said earlier, of finding a way to consistently get leads, creating experiences where people just show up and they want to engage, they get value. Like, we know Alex is like trending right now with his major launch that he did with his money models. And it's like he just gives value after value after value after value after value. And then all of a sudden, here goes the ask. And it's like the ask is nowhere near up front. It's so much more after you've given so much value. And it's just like, what does that look like for me? What does continuing to give value outside of a weekly podcast episode, a potentially weekly, Juice Prep Live? What other experiences, what ways do I need to get outside, to really generate some good lead flow? How do I meet the people who need me and ready for me where they are? What does that look like? And I would love to figure that out, get more insights on what that could be, to be more effective when it comes to converting, to make sure that what I have, I'm letting people know that's what I have for them. And I would like that to be clear, the month of September. Bless you. While I continue to move and groove,
Thank
like I really enjoy walking. So September is Polycystic Ovary Syndrome Awareness Month. Walking is really good for people with PCOS. Shout out to my PCOS posse. It's also Leukemia Awareness Month as well. And I just enjoy getting in those 100 miles of awareness for both causes in September. And so I'm kind of interested to see if me and Spencer is going to take on that challenge again, and really get out there and get the stepping the month of September. I feel like we've been warming up these last few weeks in August, and I want to get back into a real good groove and challenge myself to continue to move in that way. So those are some of the things that I'm looking forward to in September.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm going to look into Alex. Oh, I'm just thinking, girl. I'm tired, so
come on, we can wrap this up. I'm just letting you know what the tone looked like. I don't like the echo, so we definitely.
Well, I was going to say something, but no, I was going to say, like, the sales psychology that's why I joined his show, right? Because I mean, like his live as well. And then it made me, because he did a good job. I just seen it the day before when it was promoted on YouTube the day before. So I signed up to check it out. And then now I'm seeing the advertising. I'm not actually seeing how you said like the content is trending, although maybe one other person I've heard, the guy even from earlier today, he mentioned Alex's name to me early in the week about but he just mentioned something about him, right? So I was like, oh, I just watched that live. Um, but I did look into his books. So I do want to spend some time listening to the audibles, but I was considering actually purchasing the books because I feel like I want to see what it is. I don't want to be writing a whole bunch of notes. I rather just highlight something and put a sticky on it. I don't want to write. I'm not trying to write out his book. So, but
Agreed.
I am working on something on the back end for my clients when it comes to strategy and streamlining this whole process of an activity that I do to identify financial opportunities, or revenue generating opportunities. So I do want to know more about different sales opportunities. And he seems to have like three different books. So I picked up all of three Audibles, but I think I actually want the books, so I can dive into there and and not just know what he's writing. I want to test things out, right? How does it apply? There's so many things out there, and you don't have to do everything. But let me test out one, two, three.
You
Like he
don't.
has a lead magnet one. He has so that there's like three different things, and I don't know all three of them, but I just want to try out a couple of things and see how they work and let that
Nayetta did
increase
a really good
my
job deep
my
diving
revenue.
one of them. I don't know if it was offers or leads. I know when I first started my podcast, and I was with my podcast mentor, he suggested um, the offers. And I was like, well, I first need to start with
Okay.
the leads. So I was actually listening to it on Spotify because he has all of it on Spotify on his podcast. You can
Yep.
just listen to it as go. And so when me and Spencer was walking, I was listening to it.
Yeah, my
And I was like,
friend
well,
sent
I
me
don't need to
that
go to
link yesterday. Mhm.
offer. I think was it offers. I need after offers, I need to go leads. Whichever one came first, I was like, I need to go to that one before I go to the next
Right.
one. And it was very insightful.
Yeah.
But I really feel like what you said, there's so many different things out there to try. I don't want to get too caught up in seeing what other people are doing that it's hard for me to be innovative and what it could look like for me and to attract my
Mhm.
audience. But then I also hear people say, well, if it's already working for other people, then you know it works. It's like, yeah, but it works for maybe that market, that niche, that time. Like there's so many different factors that come into play when you're thinking about certain things. Like even with webinars, some people say, oh, webinars are, outdated. People don't want to sit there through it no more. But then you got some other people that's still doing webinars, still making 10,000 offers and getting the $10,000, like client. So you just never really know. So I really like that you're coming up with some things. But I don't want September for me to be still stuck in my head and thinking like grow, 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 evolve, 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 skill set, knowledge, awareness, all these different things, and nothing's happening. There's no trying. I want to do more in regards to like
Mhm.
doing more of the things when you're trying different things out, like just getting out there and seeing what it feels like, looks like, tastes like, is like, without feeling like it's like I'm robbing myself of something when I don't know what will work yet. Like I haven't figured out what will work yet. Besides people saying, hey,
Yeah.
I know you do this and I'm ready to change. Here's my money. I'm committed. Let's go. And it's like you're already there. There's no prompting, no probing because you're ready to be locked in. You know why you're here. And it's like, okay. And I've had one of those clients that was just like all in, ready for it. And they knew it was go time and it felt good to like have that type of client that was ready. And now it's like, okay, are y'all really ready or you're not ready? According to your application or your form, you're saying you're at a 9
Yeah.
or a 10. And then when I'm talking to you, then it goes down to a 7. And then here's the offer. And then it's like, well, maybe I'll just and it's like, okay, well, maybe you're not ready, ready. So it's like, how do I get to the ready, ready people? How do I find the ready, ready people? And so I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
seeing what that looks like for this month of September. The people that are really ready to, reduce the pain, eliminate the distress,
I
identify ways that they're
I
living
think
in
that
survival mode and
yeah.
reset some
I
things
think
one
that
habit at a time, not everything, but one habit at a time.
yeah. I think that if you can just get if you show a few people um doing it, even if you do a few, um I mean, you have people who have done it, but sometimes you have to like go back and show some of that too, or show a few people that nobody knows, but maybe they did it for the free, right? But show a few people who have done it, or get just like, hey, listen, I'm offering this out for September, and I'm giving 3 people the opportunity to do XYZ, right? Because sometimes you have to go back to that. We see even people in other communities, hey, jump in here for free for a free trial. And those things do work. So, because I have had people say, September, I'm just enjoying my summer. And now I had someone say, in a few months, maybe next year, a week later, you know what, Shreen? What do we have to do next? And then this morning at 4 a.m., all right, I paid. What's next? So, but she started with January, right? Um, so just show a few people that have a great success story. I was in so much whatever. And like you said, it's just one thing. They don't have to be drastic. Like it doesn't have to be like 3 things changed. It's this one thing that changed. Um, and even if you have to give it to them for the free, right? I'm giving away 2 of this. You want to jump on this because it's two lucky people. We're gonna go through the next 30 days of this, right? I want to make you my case study. Like this is your time. Jump up. You're gonna get me and my time and the coaching for the free, right? So sometimes I know we say not all free things, like not everybody wants like respects the fact that it's free, but sometimes just do a few free. And sometimes the free doesn't actually make us even feel good. Let's be real.
I
But
think for me, it's just really recognizing who the person is, because what I realize is time is more valuable than money. So if you're able to commit a
yeah.
certain level of time to show up and put in the work and do it, that's more valuable than whatever pay you might have had. So even if someone's willing to invest the time and to take action, I think that's what it means most, because you also don't get your time back. So the longer you stay stuck, the longer you continue to do the things that you're doing, have the lifestyle that you have, that's still costing you something, whether it's time, whether it's money, whether it's your well-being, you know what I mean? The quality of life, your health. I think at the end of the day, it's more than just money. And it's really making sure that the person that you're talking to is just like not just seeing a money thing, but they're seeing like what are the other costs that they're leaving on the table by not taking action, the cost of inaction, and the time of not really valuing the time you have here on earth or here doing the things that
but
you're doing because you're making the time for other things. What you thinking?
I think that some people know all of that, and other things might be stopping them. Money might just be the thing that's stopping them. So they don't, I know that I need to do this. I know that I need to that. My mind, my time, there's not enough. There's not enough. There's not enough. All of the things. Wait, you're going to give it to me for free and I can just spend 30 minutes with you twice this week, once this week? You're going to check in on me and be on my ass. Oh, I don't want that. Okay, and I don't have to pay you anything, and you're just gonna annoy the shit out of me, and I'm gonna feel better. Okay, let's try it. Like it. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. Like all the things that you're not doing, and maybe some of the risks, but you have all the reasons, your own personal reasons why you haven't started something, right? And so even the free might just be more motivational, right? I know this and I know this and I know this and I know this. They have to just be ready. And if it's, the
That's the
free
big part. Is
sometime,
definitely have to be ready, and it's finding the
yeah,
ready
that's what it comes
people.
down to.
And it's not even the annoying.
But
Like
if
for
they're
me,
ready and they don't have the money,
that could
sorry, go
be
ahead.
it. That could definitely be it. But if you don't even know how much it costs, is it really about the money too? In regards to that as well. Um,
Yeah, it could be.
but
It
I
could be
think it's
because
not really. I think when I hear annoying, I think like fitness trainer, personal trainer, lose the weight. Like I feel like
no,
when
I
you're
mean,
going
don't
to
put it
like
in a
do
negative.
lifestyle changes or disrupt, like it's like some people really don't know. Like they think they're doing stuff that's helping them, and it's really keeping them kind of stuck because there are other things that they're kind of like, what do you call it? The blind spots that they don't even know they have, or things that are happening that
Blinders.
they don't even recognize. And that's what I want to help people with more, is really taking a look at your lifestyle, what's actually really happening, and letting you know what's working, what's not working. And like you said, finding that one thing to start changing daily and seeing how that makes you feel. And really like, like hitting it that way versus, what are you doing? Why are you not doing that? What you eating?
Some
Like that's not the
But
vibe.
I don't mean it like that when I like that is your I don't mean it like that just like from the perception of it. Yeah, the word
Oh, okay,
annoying,
gotcha.
sure. But like that doesn't have to I don't mean verbatim. It could
Gotcha.
just be I need someone to hold me accountable in whatever light, what however it looks like, right? Maybe I know some of the education or I just know it's going to make me feel good. Sure, you can tell me the education, but if you're going to just like we just got to meet and have these calls and that's going to help me get through it, sold, right? Give me what you're going to give me, but I'm going to hold you accountable. Some might call it annoying. Some will call it accountability. Some will call it XYZ. It's not
And
meant
that's
to
all
make you
some people really
feel
need is
a certain way.
accountability. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so I don't know. I know that this week twice. I don't know if it was both this week or one was last week, but another business owner, I had to do something, and I think it was this week and last week, and I wanted to postpone it twice. And she was on the phone and she's like, just do this, just do this, just do this. I have Chat GPT open, just do this. And I was like, okay. And I'm giving her all the reasons. And I was like, yeah, 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 but I got to do this. I got to do this. And her approach was annoying. Her approach was annoying. And I was like, this is not helping. And I still got it done.
That's
Right.
good.
So, um, yeah,
Delivery
the
definitely
approach was
matters.
totally annoying. Say it again.
I said delivery definitely matters.
Yeah, delivery totally matters. But you know what? The next morning, I did send her a thank you message, or the same night, I sent her a thank you message. So, I got it done. I would have delayed it. The person I was speaking to, they seemed happy with the conversation. So I might have been in my head, right?
Right.
So, sometimes you need someone to push you. Sometimes you need someone to push you. And it might not feel good and it might not be so uncomfortable. I was so uncomfortable, but that got it done. And I felt better that it got done.
I'm
Yeah.
glad.
So, je ne sais pas.
Always feels good when you're able to accomplish something that you wanted to get
Yeah.
done. Definitely a different feeling.
Yeah. Hmm.
All right, you ready to check us out? Y'all hit the show notes. Hit the show notes. I have a free training that I give every Sunday. You can register. It's called the Empowered Reset, talking about the 5 things that might just be keeping you stuck in pain and lacking energy, that fatigue, that bloating. And I also tell you all about the heal method and the way that I've been able to utilize my M to the third degree healing empowerment formula, mindset, mindful eating, and movement to really help me with my lifestyle changes to reduce my pelvic pain, regulate my periods, and really give me this good, vibrant energy daily. And so check me out. Also, other good digital products for you in the show notes. And then check out the Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives podcast. Y'all, I just did an episode with Mama Yoga that was released this week. One of the people who was also
Ooh.
ambassador with me and Shireen, Nayetta, and Sports Sense, and attended the first podcast summit ever. And so that episode dropped yesterday, and so it was so dope to have
That's
her come on
awesome.
the show because we actually did our first live stream together over 2 years ago at the podcast summit, and I had never went live before, um, and so that was really cool. We did it. So check
That
out
is
Mama
very
Yoga
cool. I have
over
not spoken
60,
to her.
vitality, energy, and weight loss. How she lost over 60 pounds and just on her journey with menopause and all the different changes life takes you through as women. And so it's a vibrant conversation. So check out that episode. What you got, Shireen? On the check out.
First of all, that was very cool because I have not spoken to Mama Yoga in forever, definitely over a year. Somebody did pull up in my comments after one of our lives, and I cannot remember who it is at the moment, but she popped up in the comments to say, "What up? I'm just coming in to say hi." So I thought that was kind of cool. But I will have to definitely give Mama Yoga a call or hit her up or ping her or something because it has been a minute. It has been a
Yes,
minute.
ma'am. What you got
All
on the
right,
checkout
I'm ready.
card?
I'm ready to go home.
Let's
Say it
get it.
again.
Am I still echoing?
Yeah, girl.
Yep. So let's get out of here.
All
I
right.
hear it. Come on.
All righty. So this one is live. Live without apology. Live without apology is the checkout. I also wrote it too. Giovanni, you're probably writing as well.
It's
But
okay.
live
You
without
already got it.
apology. And
So
I think
put it
it
on
I
there.
think
You got the cards.
I
You
just
got the
pre-wrote,
note.
but I think that it's timely because if I think about just how I've been feeling for the past 2 months, um, I don't feel the greatest about certain things. So sometimes when you don't feel the greatest about the certain things or you don't feel that great, you also come down hard on yourself. But I just want to speak my truth, be okay with it, and move on and just live without apology because it is a part of my journey. And whether it looks good, feels good, doesn't, I just want to move forward with living without apology and just like romanticizing my life, right? So live without
Agreed.
apology.
I'm with it.
Hmm.
I like it. Y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Herbal Tea Thursday, your wellness live series. Shreen, you got anything you want to tell the people before we close this thing out?
Hmm. I just, I don't want to overpromise anything. I got so much to do. And I have something that I really, really have started doing, and I just need it to get out. And so um, once it gets out, it'll be on the channels. It will be on the channel. So that's about it. I got a lot to do, but I
Y'all,
feel
this week.
like I have
Oh,
been,
go ahead. You feel like
I've been, I said, I feel like I've been working really hard for the past week. So we're going into the last quarter of the year, and it's where you got to grind even harder. But I'm going to schedule my rests, even if it's like in the day. So it may not happen on the Monday when I typically try to schedule it. But if I need to go work smarter, because I do actually feel like I need to go harder, but I can't lie. I've been going hard. So I just hope to get some shit out. I want to talk about my locks. I want to talk about myself. I feel like I'm really tapping into more identity things. So I just want to talk. I want to open up my throat chakra and just share. So, yep,
go ahead,
it's
girl.
the owner of Perspective Studio Productions. Tap into my YouTube channel, which is Shireen Simon, because I am figuring out how to love myself more with my own name.
Mm,
Yeah.
come on.
That's all I got,
Come
girl.
on. I'm with it. That's what's up, Shireen. Y'all, September is here. Get ready to set the tone. It's your month. Go on it. Thanks for vibing with us, y'all.
Bye.